Hello and welcome to another fly fishing session with your host Scott and my co-host Ken. Ken's joining us today at Nant y Moch near Aberystwyth, West Wales, and we're fly fishing for wild brown trout. Now I know Ken really likes it here, especially the dry fly sport. How do you get on normally with the dry fly, Ken?
Yeah, I normally do quite well here, yeah.
So we normally use beetle patterns, either black or brown, cocker but I've recently tied up some F-fly variations which are quite nice and tidy, so I might give those a go as well. So wish us luck. It is about 7:30 here, and it's an absolutely stunning morning. We're in a slightly different place to what we were on the last video, and hopefully we'll catch a few. We'll see you soon. Right then guys, this is Nant y Moch. We're going to try a bit of lock style wet fly fishing first. At least I am. Ken's over there setting up his dry flies. I haven't seen any fish rising, that's the main reason I've decided to do what I'm doing. Now when I filmed here last, I was over there. You might see that big rock on the beach there, that's where I was. There's your dam. And we've come here to try and fish this inlet. Hopefully we'll get some sport. Wind direction is a bit and it's not very deep here either. So we'll see how we get on. We might have to move. We've had to risk life and limb across this marsh here to get on this bank, so we're a little bit reluctant to have to move. Now the setup we've got, an Airflow DC2, 9'6", 6'7" weight, with a weight forward 7 weight floater. I've currently got a 10-foot leader. I've gone for a shorter leader because the wind's in our face. And just the 2 flies. I have a Pennagarrig on the point, and on the dropper I've got a Black Magic. It's normally a good combination on here. I'll try and get that fly wet and hopefully it'll sink fairly well. There we go, it's gone already. So we should be able to get quite a long way out here just with wellies. There we go. Now I've gone for the unweighted Pennagarrig because I'll probably end up dragging it across the bottom. I don't fancy doing that. I don't know what Ken's up to. And the flies are fishing very shallow, which is what I want at the moment. Let's see what that fly looks like now it's gotten wet. So I might have to switch it to a weighted version. Yeah, it's sinking okay. Ken started.
Yeah, I'm just going to sort it out now.
Oh, I've just had a bite, Ken. Second cast.
Blimey.
Yeah, went for the point fly, the Penagaric. That's a good start. I hope that's not the only bite that we get all day. And by the size of the swirl that was behind the fly, I would suggest it may have been quite a bigger fish than average. But then again, all the fish that you lose are bigger than the ones that you catch, so life would be boring without fishermen's tales. Now I'm using the same retrieve that I used in the last episode of fishing at Nant y Moch. 3 pulls and then a pause. It seems to have worked. Oh, that was a nice fish just come up out there. There's quite a big one just come up in front of me, mate.
Yeah.
Wind's starting to pick up now. Now this fly I've got on the point is actually meant to be fished on the top dropper, but I'm a bit weird like that. I'm actually using it more like a lure, rather than an imitation of anything in particular, like a mini lure. Because the bank doesn't slope so steeply behind me, I've got a bit more leeway with the cast, the back cast, so hopefully we'll do better casting here than over there. Have you managed to hook the bottom with a dry fly?
That's a good question.
As good as a fisherman Ken is, he never fails to surprise me. Let's just cast with the wind. I'm trying to fight the wind, I think I'm going to struggle today. I don't know how he's managed to do that. He's fishing a foam beetle. Well, he's probably lost it. And he managed to hook the bottom. Hopefully we're going to hatch for them midges again later. I mean, we'll have half a chance then. I'll go running down the bank and set up a dry fly rod. I didn't mention at the start of the video, the Penna Galeg is a size 10 wet fly and the Black Magic's a size 14. We'll go with that. Nasty gust came in right in the middle of the cast. Apart from the wind, it's a nice day. It's got to warm up considerably today. By lunchtime it's got to be about 15 degrees. Maybe a bit less than that up here, but try a figure of 8. Oh, fish. Is he still on? Yeah, he is. I must be going to say, he must be tiny. And he's took the Black Magic. There he is. There we go. And off he goes. Lovely little fish, I love catching them. I won't break the bad news to Ken just yet. He's having a bit of a mare. That black magic fly is absolutely deadly. We'll try that again. Figure of 8 it is. And I'm having to sort of swipe out to the side like that to combat this wind and to stop the leader tangling up. If that's what we've got to do, that's what we've got to do. I think dry fly might be a waste of time. I don't know, we'll see. I think that's the key. I wouldn't be able to do that on that bank because the bank's too steep behind me. Shame I didn't hook that first fish because that was a good one, that was. But then again, the ones that you lose always are. You just have to trust me on that one. Fish just come up here. Not very far out at all. Fish. This one's pulling a little bit harder. He's took the pen of garrig. He's proper took the pen of garrig as well. Oh dear, that's gone right down. Oh no, I can get it. There he is. Oops. I love catching these little trout. No, you're going back safe, you're not flying away. There he goes. Perfect. Now that fish didn't mess about taking that penny-garrig, he really wanted that. Go on, Ken.
We're going to fish it before we can turn the camera back on.
I think that's the biggest one today.
Nice sight.
That's a good sized fish, that is, yeah.
On the cockabundy.
But turn your camera on so we can get a close up. I think that's the biggest one of the day, that one. So Ken's just had a probably an 8 or 9 inch fish actually, getting on for a table size on a cockabundy, a foam one. They're not doing too bad. Now that casting out to the side seems to be doing the job, rather than fighting the wind. The leader looks okay. Yeah. I'm sacrificing finesse for distance here, but there we go. I think that's caught a rock, that flight. I'm going to change that. Pennegarrig's fine. Utilises the goose biot that I've dyed yellow as jungle cock substitute. It's done the job today. It's caught my biggest fish so far, but unfortunately this fly has got to come off on the dropper. Because some sort of accident has befallen it. Well, they're saying that. It's only the rib. Could just snip the rib off. Yeah, I think that's what I'll do. There we go. Repaired. Yeah, the monofilament rib that I used for the Black Magic fly, the improved one, is actually broken, which has come as a bit of a surprise. It has to be said. Might have a move to Ken's left. Have the wind up my back there. I'll be covering that inlet a little bit better. I'll go and see if I can give Ken some pointers. Well, they're saying that he has had the biggest fish so far. Yeah, we're going to have a move down to that corner. And so far this setup's worked quite well. Quite pleased with this Pennegarrigg fly. I took one look at it in that book and went, yep, that'll work. A nice fish you had, wasn't it, mate?
Yeah, I don't think I got it on camera now. I had that, I just got everything set up, right? I thought, I'll sling it in.
Yeah.
And I'll turn my camera on. Before I could turn my camera on, I got a fish.
Always have the camera on first.
Yes.
Sorry, I'll come to your left-hand side. So, can I just give you some pointers?
Yeah, definitely can. I'm struggling a bit.
Is that great big rock there?
Tiny boy.
You're only fishing in about a foot of water there.
Yeah.
Why don't you go around onto this point here and go in the water? And when you're casting, because this wind's horrible,
I'll be struggling there.
bring the rod right out to the side, like this.
Yeah.
Yeah? Because otherwise you're going to hook the back of your head
I'll
or
be
get
struggling.
tangled up. I'm going over there a bit because I'll have the wind at me back a little bit better.
Yeah.
But if you go on this point here, you've got a lot of water that you can cover and you'll actually be in water where there's fish. I know I should be giving you pointers, you've caught the biggest fish today so far, but I'm just thinking I can improve your chances even more. So I'd go in here, right here, and you see how deep it is in front of you there? If you get in the water, your line won't get wrapped around the rocks. It's quite rough terrain here. It's a bit rougher than where we were, but there's a lot more water here. It's definitely deeper. I think we might do better here. Cover this, there's a little inlet that comes in here, and there's a proper crevice down here, so yeah, I think we'll do alright here. Don't have to cast so far either. I'm more likely to catch fish in the middle of the cast rather than on the edge of it. The biggest trout I actually hooked from the other side and lost it in that submerged fence. It's a lot more comfortable here. I might switch that pennegareg to one that's weighted because I've got a bit more water in front of me. That first bite I had, Ken, it was a proper pull. That first bite I had was a proper pull. And there was a big swirl where my fly was. Trying to find a spot where there's no massive rocks. Oh, fish. Oh, that's a good one, Ken. That's going to need the net, I think. Oh yeah, that's a good one. That's a nice fish, mate. He's proper took that fly again. I need the forceps. Actually, I'll let you guys have a look at him first before I take the hook out. That is a prime example of a Nant y Moch trout. That's a superb fish. Okay, welcome back. We've just had a short break and Ken's caught one, quite a big one. I don't think you guys are going to be able to see much of it, unfortunately. I mean, it's quite a long way away when he hooked it, but you may be able to see some of the fight. The last one I hooked, I had a job getting the hook out. The hook had gone straight into its gill rakers quite deep. So there is a 6 fish limit here. You are allowed to take fish. So I've taken that one. I release 99.99% of the fish I catch here. Mainly because 99.99% of them aren't big enough, to be honest. This one is. So he's coming back with me. I've caught 3 altogether. Ken's had 1. I've missed 1. So we've only been fishing for probably a couple of hours, maybe 2.5 hours. And we're doing quite well. I'm fishing with a Pennegarrig on the point and a Black Magic on the dropper. Ken, I don't know whether it was more luck than judgment, but has managed to get one on the Cockabondi foam on the point. He's also fishing a Black Magic on the dropper. So we've moved round the corner a little bit into this inlet where the wind is a little bit easier to work with, and we're hoping to catch some more. Now, in the last segment, you saw me talk about those fence posts over there where I lost my biggest one. Well, I think I've redeemed myself because I've caught my biggest one out of there now. So there we go. We're gonna give it another go, aren't we, mate?
Yeah, we'll give it a go, see what happens.
I tight lines, mate, and we'll see what we can do. Now, the guys that are currently flying around the moon could get plenty of practice down here, walking on the moon. They needn't have gone all that way because the terrain is very difficult to navigate. Ken's been struggling a little bit. He's had a bit of a mare in this wind. It's very cold as well, and his fingers are suffering in it. So I wish him all the best of luck, and hopefully he'll do a bit better now we've had a bit of a break. So I'm sticking with the same setup, the Pennegarrig on the point, Black Magic on the dropper, and we'll see how we get on. It is hard work, it has to be said. Yeah, it's that wind, it's just terrible. It's just gotten stronger and stronger since we arrived. And it's blowing from a horrible angle right over our right shoulder. And I've ended up in this bird's nest wrapped around my rod, so I'll come back to you shortly. There we go, it's out. Right, let's try again. That's how windy it is. I've roll casted it down there and it's gone straight out. It's a lovely little inlet, this is. I've had quite a lot of sport in here. When it's a flat calm, it's absolutely brilliant. Dry fly sport in here is superb. That's about the same place I hooked that bigger fish. He's well above the keeping limit. Now, I was told by a friend of mine, who's also a keen fisherman, that there are in fact lead mines in the area, and that some of the mines are actually under the water here. I bet there's plenty of secrets underneath this lake. I'd love to know what it looks like. It's half the fun though, the mystery of it. Yeah, I guessed as much. This wind's annoying. We're better off with a ledger bomb today. I've had to scrape the car this morning. Right, let's see if we can get out there again. Yep, I think it's going to be a bad summer. I really do. This weather's terrible. Yeah, it's not raining, the sun's out, but the wind. It's calmed down enough for me to get it out there, hopefully. That's it. That's a lovely cast. There's a bit of a feature there, you may have noticed, that sunken fence. I have hooked a lot of fish around that fence. There's not many features on this lake, as you can imagine. I don't know what it's like out in the middle. Try chucking it down there. I'm probably on the far bank. Here I am. I managed to hit the far bank of a 615 acre lake. Must be an airflow line. Absolutely awful lines they are. I've got everything else airflow. I wouldn't touch the lines. I remember for my 15th birthday, I got £50 in birthday money, which was a lot back then. I think it was the most birthday money I'd ever had. And I went straight down WMAC, West Midlands Angling Centre. And the guy behind the counter turned around and said, "Here's the latest in fly line technology by Airflow." I might as well have been fishing with a slinky from Blackpool. Absolutely horrible thing. And I pay a fifth of that money for a line now and then better. If you do want to spend 50 quid on a fly line, I recommend Snowbee. I use snowbie for everything for a long time. But when I started using more than one rod, I decided that I'm going to have to start using cheaper fly lines. Especially when you're fishing a rugged environment like this as well. You don't really want to use an expensive fly line here. No, it's a shame about that trout. I would normally put them back, but he was hooked rather unfortunately. This Prifysgol fly's absolutely smashed it today. It was a fly tide for these Welsh reservoirs, so you've got to try it really. I mean, ideally I'd like to get over there where I was earlier, but the wind's it's just getting stronger and stronger. Oh, I think that may have been the bottom. Just check I've still got the fly. Yeah, still got the fly. The leader's not tangled, I don't think. There's a gap in the wind. Get out. I don't want to cast as far as I have been, so yeah, it's getting to that stage where I think I'm going to have to just take this fly off. And just fish one. Now I'm going to change my leader and just fish with a single fly. This is a waste of time in this wind. The drop has started fraying here as well. Just there, look. It's holding, but God knows what's happening there. So when you next see me, hopefully we'll get some fishing in. Okay, welcome back. So we've both switched over just to a single fly because this wind is absolutely howling through, and it's making things quite difficult for us, if I'm absolutely honest. We're both fishing with a beaded version of the Prifysgol. We've got a 2.8mm tungsten bead on them, and we're just going to try and get down a little bit deeper. And we're not bothering with a team of flies because they're just getting tangled up. And whatever knots I get in this, I get in it, whatever. And I don't think we're going to be giving it much longer. The mountain has defeated us. And we shall see how we get on. So I'm not having another session where I spend more time untangling my leader than fishing. I just don't want to do that. I'm going to check my leader because it felt like I hit the rocks on the way through on that forward casting. No, that's what we've got on anyway. Now I've also upped the line to £6. I'm thinking a slightly stiffer line might be able to combat the wind a little bit better. Yeah, it's messy, it's getting out. I don't think we'll be giving it much longer. We've pretty much achieved what we wanted to achieve down here today. And the day is still young. And the lodge is still a lot warmer. So I think we might call it a day shortly. Ken's had an absolute mare. I'm not faring much better. You're far too happy to see that happen to me. You was far too happy to see that happen to me then. I bet you're thinking, I know, I've just mentioned it, I don't think we're going to give it much longer, mate. The leaders in here somewhere. It's just pinned between two rocks. There we go. Okay, that's me and Ken signing off from Nant y Moch in West Wales. We've done okay. I've had 3, Ken's had 1. Ken caught his on the coarse floating version, the foam one. I'll link that in the video description. I've caught 2 on the Pennegarrig and 1 on the Black Magic. One of the fish was my personal best from this lake, so I'm quite happy with that. They don't go very big here, but that was a big one for in here. So the wind has spoiled it for us really, considering with the other side of Easter, the summer side of Easter, let's put it that way, it doesn't feel like it. The wind has blown straight through us. It's made casting an absolute mare, and we have struggled, if I'm honest. But there we go. We've not done too bad considering. So please like, share and subscribe. Thank you very much for watching. And me and Ken will catch you in the next one. Bye bye for now.